Welcome to Earthy Goddess Mama. It's Wednesday, the 7th of March, 2018, and I'm here today with the daily energy reading. So this is a completely general reading for whoever's being guided to click on this today. And I have grabbed the Druid Animal Oracle deck along with the Goddess Tarot. So I'm just going to allow whichever cards want to come through and feel into the energies of the day. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate any beautiful comments that I get, or any likes or subscribes. Thank you so much, beautiful people, for believing in me and being here with me in this moment in time. Just thank you also for all those people that reach out for private readings. I value it so much, and I just so love doing this. I feel like it's a gift, and it's always so reciprocal when you give out readings and connect with others. So thank you so much for those that trust me enough to do readings for you. Thank you so much. So the first oracle card we've got is Salmon. So it's the watery energy of Pisces, I guess, and we have the wolf. Yay. Wow. Powerful. And one more, we have the horse. Yes, right. So the salmon, which to me straight away is Piscean energy. The wolf. And the horse. So I'm going to read from the book for all of these, and then we'll pull a Goddess Tarot card to sort of feel into those energies a little bit more. If I feel we need to, we'll just see what we get from the energies of each of these first. So I'm looking for salmon. Here we go. Salmon. The salmon is revered as extremely sacred in the Druid tradition. It is the oldest animal, and it offers us wisdom and inspiration. Often with great difficulty, the salmon will return to the place of its birth to mate. To find wisdom, we too need to recapitulate our lives, to journey in consciousness back to our beginnings, to our childhood, and perhaps beyond to our very origins in God or Goddess. The salmon brings not only wisdom, but youthfulness and inspiration. But remember that to find these things, you must maintain an attitude of openness and innocence rather than strong-headed determination. Yes. Wisdom, inspiration, rejuvenation. Yeah, it's definitely that beautiful watery energy of Pisces. Now we'll look at the wolf. The wolf brings a strong sense of faithfulness, inner strength, and intuition. But the wolf brings learning too. Sometimes you need to cross barriers, to take risks, to go beyond the limited compass of normal behavior in order to learn and grow. Although crossing these boundaries may seem unattractive, even painful. You need not fear the inner power and strength you feel when you spend time alone. Come to know your deepest self, and even in the darkest places you'll find courage and spiritual companionship. So innocence and openness and intuition, learning. So these two go together with using your intuition to learn, but you need that innocence and openness and the ability to really dive into the shadow, to really find that courage, to go into those darkest places, to find this courage that you need to cross those barriers. We have Neptune with Pisces at the moment, and so boundaries can be blurred, but at the moment, strong Neptunian energy means that boundaries, there's very weak boundaries. So it could be a time where you move beyond your own limited sense of boundaries, to really trust that intuitive guidance you're getting to learn more about yourself. Dive into those dark places. We have Jupiter going retrograde in Scorpio, so that's definitely about shadow energy and healing that deep, deep, dark, shadowy energy that we have. And the wolf is here today to say that you can come to know your deepest self, and even in those darkest places, you'll find the courage and spiritual companionship, because you always have. No matter how alone you feel, you always have support around you. I once read, alone means all one. And we are all one. Even when we feel our most alone, there is always non-physical support there for us if we open ourselves up to it and tap into that innocent place rather than that strong-headed determination. I can do this on my own. I don't need any help. I'm okay. I'm super independent. I don't need anyone's support. Soften into the beauty of spirit. Soften into that beauty of support. Sorry, it just got really windy. Okay, sorry about that. Right, we have the horse. I think we'll be okay to go on. The horse. The spirit of the horse calls us to journey, to travel. This world may manifest itself as a desire to travel in the physical world, or we may be drawn to voyaging in the inner realms. She brings us energy and speed and connects us to the power of both the land and the sun. The horse goddess is patroness of the complete life cycle of birth, death, the afterlife, and rebirth. By working with the spirit of the horse, we will grow to feel comfortable with every aspect of the life cycle, knowing that the goddess protects and guides us through each of its stages. So this is goddess energy and travel. So maybe you're being intuitively nudged today to dive into that shadow aspect, which is, diving into those inner realms to really feel into your goddess energy today, to tap into that goddess spirit energy, that openness, that innocence, to really stand alone with courage and spiritual knowledge, just to know that you can go deep into those darkest places, the places where you may not have wanted to go before. You can travel there today. The energies are around to allow you to do it. With this Jupiter Scorpio energy, and the Piscean, the spiritual energy of Pisces, we have the fish here to show us that we are these spiritual beings having this physical experience, and that nothing really that serious is going on. We might think that anything in our external life is super important, but we always need to remember the bigger picture. We are tiny, tiny, tiny little beings on this tiny little planet in an infinite universe. And we're just spirit. So if you want support today, tap into spirit. We are spirit, made manifest in these physical vessels. But ultimately, we're just spirit. We're never truly alone. That's why, it's always said we are one. We are so one, and we need to feel into that oneness today to allow ourselves to dive into those deeper, darker aspects of our psyche, of our being. Yes, okay, so, wow, we have these two energies are very similar if that was upright. It's emotional loss, it's focusing on what you've lost, and it's feeling into the pain and telling yourself, getting stuck in your head with emotional pain. discarding, not looking at these two full cups, really telling the story about the cups that are spilled. But this is in reverse, so that's great. Just going to cover these up so they don't fly away. So let me just look at this again. Apologize about this, I'm still really learning these cards. So maybe there's some wisdom that's been gained from a loss. There's wisdom, and you're being inspired out of this loss. Because it's with great difficulty that we grow. It's through pain and adversity our greatest growth occurs. So in journeying back to our very beginnings, to journeying back to our childhood, to that inner child place where the original hurt, the original trauma began, yes, we do feel a sense of loss. We may feel into a sense of we may need to really, really dig deep to not focus on what we lost there, but really try and hold on to that innocence and openness so we can gain wisdom. We can gain wisdom, and we can reclaim the youthfulness that we once had, that youthfulness, that essence that we all had at one stage. We might even need to go further than our childhood, back lifetimes and lifetimes, to get to the original trauma that has created this feeling of loss, of feeling lack, of not seeing what's in front of you but focusing on what you've lost. And it will take an attitude of openness and innocence rather than being strong-headed and focusing on loss, rather than knowing that life has changed. Life is, we've had these experiences for specific reasons to get us to a particular place in our lives, to learn what we need to learn, to express ourselves in a unique, particular way. Whichever, soul print we've come into this earth, into this lifetime with, we need to understand that everything's perfect, that everything happened for a reason, and that we need to trust and flow. The salmon goes upstream and it's painful, but there's times where we need to really just accept and move forward. So the wolf, there's a sense of victory with the wolf. So you've been able to find that, you've been able to really dig deep and go into those depths. And you're feeling a sense of victory with that because you've learned so much. You've trusted your intuition. You've learned so much about this shadowy aspect of yourself. Because you've gone into those deepest, darkest inner realms of who you really are, and it's scary and it's dark and it's not fun, not a fun place to be, but you're feeling victorious because you had the courage and you understand that you always have that spiritual support with you to enable you to become victorious in overcoming those darkest aspects of yourself that you never really wanted to face before. You can now with this Jupiter going retrograde. Jupiter's in Scorpio and it's going retrograde. It's a perfect time to dive into those darkest realms of yourself. And this horse with the Three of Swords in reverse, with the horse is charging forward. And you can charge forward now because you've let go of this broken-hearted feeling. You can tap into your goddess, warrior strength and understand that these swords, it happened for a reason, to push you forward, to help you gain more strength, to access your inner goddess power, and to know that you can work with the spirit of the horse. You can work with the spirit to guide you, to help you through anything that's been hard within your life, and to understand that it's all perfect. It's always been perfect, and that you always have the strength and support that you need to move forward with courage and determination. Anyway, big love, deep blessings, beautiful people. Have an amazing Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.